Volkswagen only made a few changes for the 2022 model year. It does start with a new grille and new headlights, and including this very cool light bar that you can see at night, hard to see it during the day. But some of the things that they didn't change: under the hood, 184 twin turbo 4-cylinder engine, gives you plenty of power for wherever you're going. If you need a little extra muscle, there is all-wheel drive available. They call it 4Motion. It's about a $1,500 upgrade over the front-wheel drive edition, but it's an SUV, and if you need it for hills and bad weather, it's definitely a great thing to have, and only $1,500 more, available on any model. In the interior of the SE edition that we're test driving today, there's a secret, and that is it has a third row.
My car that I've been driving, I bought before there were some huge tech gains that came afterwards, and especially like in the last 5 years, the tech gains have been phenomenal. So I really want the newer tech. I want good lumbar support, and then I need more seats than you would think. So I want to downsize. I have an 8-passenger car right now, but I can't really downsize to a 5-passenger car because I still have 3 kids that are around a lot, and if they bring a friend, then, you know, all of a sudden I'm gonna need 6 or 7 seats. I heard about the Tiguan, and they changed them a lot over the last couple of years, and they have this version, which is, surprisingly, has a third row. I'm only gonna need that third row like maybe once a month, maybe even twice a month, but really not that often. So there's a handful of things I like about it. Probably my top 2 are the wireless charger. I just like wirelessly charging. There's also a lot of charging ports. So there's 2 USB-Cs and there's a 12-volt up here. So you could charge 4 devices up here, which I think is pretty good. I like the lumbar support in the seat. I've got a bad back, so that's really important to me, and it has substantial lumbar support. I like the digital cockpit up here. You can adjust it. There's a handful of views, so I can set it the way I want, which I like to have. I like it when it shows like the speed I'm going, the radio station I'm listening to, and the navigation. So this particular one doesn't have navigation, but it doesn't matter because it's got Apple CarPlay and Android Autos, and I prefer to use Apple CarPlay anyway. So it's got adaptive cruise control, which is one of my favorite features. This one has a lot of the newer tech. It's got the lane keep assist as well, and to me those are 2 of the best ones. And it's got the blind spot assist as well. In case somebody's like right there, it'll beep and let you know. So there's actually a handful of things I like back here. The number one being the air. My kids get super car sick, and if they do not have air conditioner in the back, I'm gonna have a kid throw up. So to me, you cannot have a back row without AC. That's a deal breaker. And then also it's got the 12-volt power, which is the old school cigarette lighter that you can put an adapter in, and it's got the USB-C, so you've got 2 power outlets right there, which means I don't have to run a 10-foot cable from the front seat to the back seat so they can charge, because you know that's what we're all doing. And of course I like the fact that it seats 3 in case I need it, and then it's got the cup holder. So, and then surprisingly, which I have not really seen in very many vehicles, is the seat moves, which is super surprising to me. So you could kind of adjust it the way you want it. And the really good thing about the seat adjusting is that there's a third row back here. And so it scoots up enough that you can get back here. There's kind of an indention right here where you can step up and put your foot, and it's, that way you can hop up. Okay, so I'm gonna use that step. And then I'm gonna pop the headrest up. So this could actually come back a little bit, or probably not much more. But for the most part, you would be putting a kid back here. I don't think you'd be putting an adult. And it does have a cup holder there, and it has a hidden, there's another charger right down there, and it's a 12-volt, so you could put an adapter, and then you have power for whoever's sitting back here. And the head clearance is decent, you know. I'm 5'7", so, you know. One of those things that if you need it, it's here. I would assume that probably most people that buy it are like me and would only need to use it occasionally. If you need an everyday third row vehicle, you should look at the Atlas instead, which is the next step up from this. You know, and the thing is for little kids, this is not that high off the ground, so you're not gonna need a running board on here, and that that's, you know, a little kid will be able to climb into this car easily, I think.
But we are in California today, and we are taking advantage of these wonderful curvy roads. So, how's the drive experience?
It's smooth. It's really smooth.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we were just in a smaller SUV.
The
So now
Taos.
we're one up. And to me, it drives almost exactly the same. So it handles really well.
I'm glad they brought the 3-row edition for this drive event because not that many people get to experience the 3rd row.
Yeah. And the 2nd row can actually, you can move it back and forth. So you can scoot it up. So I was able to get back there. I mean, I could sit back there if I needed to, and it wouldn't be terrible, but certainly wouldn't be ideal. But
it's nice that you can move the 2nd row also to have more leg room for 3rd row passengers. And if you have a baby in the car seat here in the center row, you can pull the baby close to the front seat so you can reach her when she starts screaming.
yeah, that's true.
Yes. Another change for 2022 is this. The Tiguan name is actually spelled out here underneath the Volkswagen badge. This is a design trend that we're going to see on a lot of cars for 2022. It's an immediate signal that this is the latest and greatest. But under the lift gate here, we do have a 3rd row, and it's pretty nice and accessible. So not only do you have these seats that pop up, if you want to put them down, you can, and it's pretty easy to do that. You just pull this little tab here, and they fold forward like that. If you want to fold the center row forward, that's easy too. You just pull this tab, and boom, that seat goes down. So it's a nice, flexible space. And then another detail is that under here, you pull this tab, and you have an area with a spare tire and the spare tire kit. And there's a little cutout here, which is something they did in the original Tiguan in 2017. There's a little cutout over here that allows you to store the cargo cover if you don't want to leave it on, which is not convenient when you have the 3rd row up. So overall, not a lot of changes for 2022, just a few tweaks here and there, so it looks just like the mini-me version of its bigger sister, the VW Atlas.